Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the body module. I can't stress the importance of judging the body and how powerful it is to really dig deeply into this and find out what it is that we actually mean. So let's go. Janine Roth, in her wonderful book, Women, Food, and God, says, change, if it is to be long-lasting, must occur on the unseen levels first. So let's do a few exercises. Briefly, take a look at what you see on this screen. While you can do it with each and every one of these 5 images, to narrow it down, let your attention travel towards where you're drawn to make the most judgments potentially. Just make a note of it, almost as if you could circle this if you were looking at a piece of paper. And then hold that in your mind's eye, noticing these different images. Very important to see what we think we know about the person who is displaying this image, has this body. Amazing to sit here and just quickly write image number 1. What do I think about this person? And the most stressful, judgy, difficult thoughts about them. What do you assume is true about this person that is stressful or not? It might be stressful by comparison. Image number 2. Image number 3. Image number 4. Image number 5. So just pausing on each one, noticing, and then, as I mentioned, picking one to dive more deeply into, pushing the pause button if you need to on this video to sit and write what your thoughts are about that person with that image. Second piece. Remember yourself and your own body image. As you scan your memory for your own experience from your earliest memories in childhood all the way to now, I just want you to give yourself on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being perfect, fantastic, love it, no problem at all, and 0 being horrible, lousy, don't like it, anything about it at all. You're giving yourself a score on your body and what you looked like. So what's your score that you give yourself from early childhood up to age 8? How about later childhood, age 8 to puberty? Adolescence, puberty to age 19. Young adult, 20 years old and older. This might start at age 18 for you. You just know the right spot for it. And then now. And if you feel in your adult life like you've had some times when the scale has shifted around, just make a note of that. The reason this is so helpful is that you can clearly move into the arenas and the times and the situations where you felt the most stressed about your body. That's your body's story at the time. And then study it. We're going to investigate what was going on, what was happening in the mind. So I didn't really have a body story, a body image story, until age 14. That's really when it started. I definitely had some stories about the right and wrong foods to eat. I thought you were a good person if you ate your vegetables and a very bad person if you ate anything with sugar in it, based on what my mother was telling me starting at age 8. I thought you could get cancer if you ate sugar. It's very frightening, but it wasn't really about my image. If I really sink into and think about it, I didn't have that, at least not in a strong way, with my image. In fact, it makes me chuckle sometimes because when I was 8 and we got our school pictures, I had a big headgear at the time that you wore on the outside of your face, and it was to pull your jaw back into alignment. And I didn't even care that the photographer was saying, "Oh, honey, would you like to take off your headgear for the photo?" And oh, no, that's fine. No, I wear it all the time. So I just really remember that. And it's very funny because there's my school picture that year with my big headgear on. Didn't care at all. So find the times where you noticed you did care. It mattered. And it's okay if it doesn't have anything to do with weight necessarily. Just notice the times when the scale on the scale of 0 to 10 was the highest, because those are the ones that are to be identified as the stressful moments, and then you can study more thoroughly what was going on there. We're going to notice the concepts that arise in those difficult time periods, in the situations where we think our body is wrong. And you could do it just from now, if that's the easiest and the most initial place that you want to go. So just notice these 10 thoughts, 10 appearance or image assumptions that are very stressful. And thank you to Thomas Cash, who did a wonderful workbook called the Body Image Workbook. So just listen and make a note, make a little check mark, write down this thought. If you think, oof, I've thought that. Okay. Physically attractive people have it all. My worth or respect or attraction as a person depends on how I look. I should always do whatever I can to look my best. One thing that people will notice about me is what's wrong with my appearance or my weight. If people knew how I really look, some body part, like if it wasn't covered with clothing, they would probably like me less. If I manage my physical appearance, I can control my social life and how people react to me. It's a good one. My appearance, my weight, my body image is responsible for a lot of what has happened to me in my life. If I could look just as I wish, my life would be happier. My culture's messages make it impossible to be happy with my appearance. The only way I could ever accept my looks would be to change my looks. So simply noticing your proof again. What are your assumptions? What rang true? And now find the situations that prove to me this was accurate. You know, one of those that just if something arose there that seemed really right on, wow, I think that all the time. How do you know? What happened? What do you remember? What are you aware of? See if you can find it. And if you can't, no big deal. You can always take an assumption into inquiry, even if you're not exactly sure how you know. So ending this little lesson here, here's Katie. Huh. Eating, drinking, and depression disorders are really thinking disorders. Eating, drinking, and depression disorders are really thinking disorders. So this can be some of the most profound work we ever do that relates to how we're eating and feeling in our bodies.